The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own and in no way meant to offend or upset anyone. We ad-lib, paraphrase and imitate to convey reviewed content only. It's a bit of a laugh. Enjoy!
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make it.
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 16 of series 2, What's the Script? The quintessential Scottish movie review podcast, and if you like the old YouTube, vlog. Is that what you call it? A vlog? Is that what the kids say?
I think I'm not sure, mate. It's been a long time for I've been a kid.
You do the vlogging. I do the vlogging, and I like it.
Oh, I wouldn't have a flying vlog to yourself. Oh, that doesn't work.
Oh, that's us streamed right into it, man. So, mate, this week was your pick, and for all those that watched last week and then did it, follows and shares and likes us on Twitter, which we fully appreciate, will know that we're doing 2005 War of the Worlds, mate, starring Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like I says last week, it'd been years since I watched it, and I just went, I've not seen that in years. Funnily enough, and went, right, let's do this. Do you know, I remember seeing it when it came out in 2005, thinking, well, it's a right good film, man. And then, like you, I think I happened upon it coming out the pub one night drunk, and it was like on pure Film 4 or something. Aye.
And I watched it then, so I was half drunk and thought, oh, it's all right. And then watched it again the other day, and got to say, man, I thought it was absolute epic.
Aye. Like I said, I went to see it in the pictures, not that. I thought that was fucking brilliant. Obviously, better things have come out since. But
Did you see the pictures?
Aye.
Oh, see when the tripods, they the siren. Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, aye. Near shat myself. I can't remember. I don't think it was IMAX. I think it was just the normal pictures. But regardless, it was an experience.
Aye, so you're talking, what, 18 years ago now? Well, just 17 and a half, maybe. So you'd have been, what, 13 and a half at the time?
Aye, mate. This
sneaking in there like a wee onion.
Aye, this blew my mind. Well, as you can imagine, I had this beard when I was 8.
Aye, you tickled your mammy when you walked it.
Oh, no.
Just strolled it, twirling a cane.
No man should ever tickle their mammy.
Flicked your fag at the midwife and
that. How you doing, love?
All right, guys. Guy, are you? Yeah, I remember you. Well, let's impart a bit of knowledge on you, people who are listening. It was released, as we said, July 2005. It was a Steven Spielberg film. Surprising, a lot of people know that, by the way.
Aye.
That I found in reading up on some reviews and all that. It was adapted, obviously, for the War of the Worlds with H.G. Wells. I didn't even realise, I knew he was an author that was like long ago, but I didn't realise it was the 19th century he wrote this.
I know, it's mental when you think about it, isn't it?
I know, right? Sitting writing that when man hadn't even achieved flight or thought about achieving flight, and he's like getting this down in paper. All the while with Will Smith in the background going, chicka chicka wah wah. The wah wah west.
No, mate.
Another thing that people are very surprised about is I kept hearing and reading about this film being a flop and panned, and it's anything but. It was a huge box office success. I mean, it cost 132 million, which I think is a bargain even back for then. And it brought in just shy of 604.
Aye. I see, like you said yourself, mate. See, usually when I asked, I like War of the Worlds. I don't know. I don't like what the fuck do you know? No, know what I mean?
I wonder if people have been kind of brainwashed by the TV series, the 90s TV series that used to be on. I used to watch it on a night shift all the time. and it was just 90s telly, man. It really was. It dragged on and dragged on.
No, what I say is, mate, it's just because I'd seen this before I seen the old movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it kind of fucking like my granda. He liked the original movie better than this because it shows like parts of the world being blown up and all that. Know what I mean? But this is like you says the other week, less is more with this one. Know what I mean? You see the world getting demolished. You know it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean?
Don't mind for the bits it does show you, they're just, it blows you away. I can only imagine you seeing it on the big screen. It must have been amazing.
Aye. I was telling you, mate, it was like something. It was like, see, for people who went and seen Independence Day, this was my Independence Day.
Wait to see that. That was great. Do you know? I was thinking about watching this because I watched Nope last week for the first time, and I've seen Jordan Peele's other films, right? And I think he's one of the best suspense builders directorially wise, you know what I mean? If that's even a word. Directorially wise. But the payoff doesn't always land with him, I don't think. Nah. Whereas this, the crescendo is fantastic.
Aye. It's creepy. It's got a wee underlying creepy theme yet, know what I mean? It's still an action-packed sci-fi movie, know what I mean? That you come to expect.
Like, I get loads of nominations as well, but it only received a Critics' Choice Award for Best Young Actress with Dakota, who was hot property at the time anyway. She done Man of Fire as well, didn't she, with Denzel?
Smashing film, that.
Great wee actress. And a bit of trivia. I know you'll have your trivia all the way through to this, but Tom Cruise actually nearly walked off set the day one of filming because his platform shoes weren't big enough. And Dakota Fanning was actually towering above him, and he just wasn't happy about it. So we had to charter in Noddy Holder's platform shoes from Here It Is, Merry Christmas Everyone video, and it eventually went on set. So God bless you, Noddy Holder.
You're a pure fanny, mate. I was up, you're intrigued. I went, oh,
it's a true story, that.
Oh, I am moist.
So before we get right into it, mate, just want to say, big up Phil Harmon. Miss you every day, mate.
Aye, every day, mate. Every day.
So we've got the Morgan Freeman. We've got Morgan Freeman who narrates. And he's just, it's his voice in it, man. And nobody would have believed in the early 21st century. I don't do a good Morgan Freeman. But he does it kind of word for word as the way the old movie does it and stuff like that. And it morphs into, like, it starts off with amoebas and cells and bacteria, doesn't it? And it zooms out into a drop of water.
All these wee microorganisms in it that we just, well, up to quite recently, we didn't give a fuck about. Know what I mean? But
true,
things progress in the world.
Aye. So if you knew the story before you're watching it, it's kind of giving you the crux of what's going to be this mob's downfall. You know what I mean? But it zooms out to a drop of water, single drop of water on a leaf, where you see the planet Earth in it, and it's kind of telling you, if you're into all that sort of thing, that the Earth is water. Water is life. You know what I mean?
Aye. A wee bit of symbolism there for you. You know what I mean?
Bandabby. What is?
Man, it zooms out into space, doesn't it? And it just tells you that they're next door neighbours have seen our telly and they're jealous.
I've been keeping up from behind that moon there. We've been watched for longer than we can think back or we can imagine, and it just goes on to say, like, the vastness of space is cool as it is unsympathetic.
Aye. It's just we're being scrutinised across the street.
And then it just goes on to say, I wish I could have told you that Andy fought the good fight. I wish I could have told you that. But the sisters had their shots at him, and that's the wrong film. I do apologise. Sorry about that.
You ever notice, but see, you ever ask somebody like, to do an impression of Morgan Freeman, you always go, I am Morgan Freeman. What I mean? And then you go like, do an English accent, and they go, all right, London. They always say a place.
Aye, they accent it, didn't they?
Aye.
Or say a place as you say, mate. Aye.
Paris. I didn't ask you to say Paris, you dick.
Aye. Or say they're Scottish, man. It's okay, the new.
I know.
They've not heard that before. Gee, that's smashing that.
Oh, where's your red hair? What?
Kids, man, you own bars of Highland toffee. I drink your own brew. So
Cheeky bastard.
we quickly, it's meet the farriers time. So we're at a dockyard and the camera just pans on a big crane down at the docks, and it's Ray, isn't it?
Aye, Ray's the man. He's the one you want shifting your goods down at this dock, apparently.
Aye, and first time. Oh, just seen it been in without a hitch. Oh, cookies. That was beautiful.
Oh, and Maris too.
Oh, here we go. Oh dear, what are we? 14 minutes in, here we go.
Fuck. So
Ray's he's a crane operator, he's down the docks, he's just finishing his shift, the gaffer's running after him. Hey, where you going? Because that's the way dockyard supervisors talk. Hey, Ray, where you going? I need to. You're on the 12 to 4.
I know, on his blue collar guys, that's the way they all sound, isn't it? Fucking, they two talks proper in New York, don't they know?
No.
I say, Raymond!
Hello, Raymond. Can I have a word, perhaps? But very early on,
oh, Jesus.
and something you alluded to a couple of pods ago about Steven Spielberg and about how there was father issues in all his films.
Aye.
And this is no different. It's quite poignant, actually. But right away, he gives up. He says, no, I've got a date with my kids, my son.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm doing this shift. So right away, you're like that. He's a good dad. He's not letting his wains down.
Yeah. The next scene, he's obviously still thinks he's in high school edition. Driving about in that big Shagomobile there.
Aye, big American muscle car, which escapes me what it is, and somebody can hopefully tell us what it is. And he arrives back at his own house where his ex-wife, the pregnant ex-wife, and the new man are waiting to drop off his kids while they go away for the weekend, didn't they? And he's half an hour late or something.
Aye. That woman she's also got a thing for men with just 3 letters on their name. Ray and Tim.
And obviously she had a lot to do with the naming of the children and all, because it's Ray, Robbie, Rachel. And now I can't remember what her name was.
Oh.
It's always just Mom. Aye,
but he's arrived late, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
As we're obviously getting a background into how he's not actually a good father. Know what I mean? He thinks they're coming at what, 8:30 or something. And
aye, he gets out his car, he directly goes over to his own bins and takes the trash out and looks at her kind of as if, I don't know, 8:30 we said, right? Yeah, maybe it was 8 o'clock. Was it? You sure? Sure it was 8 o'clock?
Aye. But this is when we're fucking introduced to the kids in it. And this is see the boy. I don't think this guy's ever been in anything else, has he?
He's no, mate. I've done his IBMD, and a couple of things he's done aren't worth mentioning, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing of note. That a couple of bit parts on TV series and stuff like that, but you can tell why through the film. His parts, it's huge in presence, but it's no huge in stage presence, if you will. You know what I mean? But I suppose he plays the part of the stroppy teenage boy pretty well.
Aye, because I think he's a grade A wanker, by the way. Just it's like, no, what's his name? Harry Enfield. Kevin.
Aye.
Oh, so unfair.
Kevin and Perry.
Aye.
Aye, mate. Do you know, you're probably right, because he's a lot older looking than the age he's acting into.
Oh, mate, aye.
So he's obviously thinks his dad's you're such a loser, Dad. Oh, God, Dad. Didn't even call him Dad, he called him Ray, which is the height of disrespect.
That's it. Aye, there's there's no love there. What is it he says to him? How's about a hug? A kick in the teeth? Man, Tom and his patter.
I was waiting on Leonardo DiCaprio meme coming up. So he goes away into the house, and then young Rachel, his daughter, she loves her daddy, obviously. Hi, Dad. Hug right away and all that.
What's the outfit, man? I know she's a wee lassie, but what is the outfit?
I know. She likes she loves woolens, doesn't she?
It's like can anybody see Rachel? Yes, she's that little rainbow person over there.
Would you want to be when you're older, hen? A sheep farmer to get my own wool. In fact, another bit of trivia here, it was actually Dakota Fanning that invented the song Ba Ba Black Sheep. I'm just reading here. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Millions. See if the sheep answered that. That'd have been the end of that nursery rhyme, mate. That'd have been great.
Oh dear.
But the ex-wife, right? She follows the kids into the house. She's just, you know what I mean? She's just choking to get a recce of the house to lay it, isn't she?
Aye, because she carries this suitcase into the house, didn't she? She's like, no, I'm coming in to have a fucking look.
and she's like 8 months pregnant, and she won't let anybody carry it in.
And she goes in here, doesn't she? And it's like a crack den. You know what I mean? Fucking...
I don't know. I've never been in your crack den, mate, because I'm a good boy in that.
Optimus Prime's heart is lying on a table in the fucking front room. Know what I mean?
Roberts. I know. 3 minutes before it, Shia LaBeouf came in and went, Optimus! Well, he's got a muscle car engine lying on his kitchen table. She just takes one look at it and he goes, that's a V8. If she cares, they'll be out of here by next week.
I know, but then she does this. Right, I know it's like she's checking the house and all that, right? But she then opens the fridge, right? And just starts, oh, you're out of everything. You're out of milk. Smells his milk. You know what I mean? No, there's things you don't do. You don't smell another man's milk. Were you interested with the milk smelling fucking what? No, you don't do that. And then he goes that hang down. He just goes, would you shut that because that's my fridge? Know what I mean?
I know.
You're going to find there's been a bad divorce here, isn't there?
Every mother in the world will be like, no, she's every right to do that because her wains are staying there. I'll tell you what, it didn't put her off for stopping where she was going. Do you know what I mean? Knowing that all they had in the house to eat were condiments.
Aye, not one fuck given.
I'm
on my holidays.
But she even bringes up the stair to have a look in the bedrooms and all that kind of stuff. And it's just gazing the kind of petty, need to get your act together kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And goes on her merry way, doesn't she?
Aye, that's it. You get the gist of it that Ray isn't an organised human being and he's not really responsible, you know what I mean?
Aye, because I suppose he's no responsibilities, to be honest with you. He's just got to see his kids every now and again. But you've got to think, I know he's working that hard that he's never in the house to clean it up. I'm just saying that from a kind of dad's point of view, I suppose. But young Rachel's, by the time mother leaves, mother, hello, bye-bye, mother. By the time mother leaves, young Rachel's, the telly's on in the background, isn't it? And you can start hearing the news reports about freak lightning storms and electrical things failing, EMPs and the such. You know what I mean?
Aye. It's just getting a wee bit of the whole world's getting this, know what I mean? Without it gone fucking boom, Ukraine, Paris, and all that, know what I mean? Like the old movie did.
Uh-huh.
But
I know, old American Hollywood picking straight on the enemies, know what I mean?
Aye.
It's all Chinese, you see. It's not them, it's the Russians. What's Cuba doing?
But see, after how we went through COVID and all this shit, right? And let's see some of the stuff that is in this, especially when at the bit where the ferry is. I'll talk about it. It's amazing how fucking realistic it is.
Very.
The next thing, Ray throws down the old, what is it? The old mitt. You know what I mean? Come on, son. Let's go through some ball.
Which is a big deal in America that any other father in any other part of the world probably doesn't really get. If you don't throw the ball with your dad in the yard, then you had a bad relationship. But even then, a nice wee touch to that is Robbie hates his dad that much that he switched allegiance from the New York Yankees to the Boston Red Sox when he puts his hat on.
Aye. No. Gun violence is a thing, but that would have been justified if he'd have shot that cunt for that. Because you don't do that. You don't do that. Could you imagine that up here? Oh,
aye. But listen, we're different gravy in the West Central Scotland parts, you know what I mean?
Aye.
In Celtic. There has been murders over it.
We go to prison for singing songs.
I know. But you abuse another human being and you'll get off for your wrist slapped, you know what I mean? But you called him what? 18 months.
Think about what you've sung.
Well, let's not get too political. So Robbie and Ray they're playing catch. While they're doing it, they're arguing. Well, I suppose Ray's fishing for information. How are you, son? But Robbie's just hates him and he's throwing it harder and harder and harder. But Ray, like myself, probably would, I know, takes the pure nip and throws a pure belter at him. He stings his hand through the glove and he went, "That's only half of what I got." You're a good guy, you.
Was he that thing he says to Rachel and all? You don't know about me, my brother? We know everything. And she asks him, "What's the capital of Australia?" And he goes, that's one my brother knows.
That's good,
that's good. That's again, it's all dad joke, innit?
Definitely. But you can tell Rachel's mature above her years as well.
Aye.
Because Robbie walks away, "I hate you." Ray throws the ball. Robbie deliberately moves out the way, smashes his window, and Rachel just sits there and looks at her dad and says, "You're not going to get through them that way, you know."
No, like a pure old woman, isn't it?
Aye, and Cruz does the mad double take.
He like, "Who are you? Your mother or mine?" No, I mean, but again, he goes up to his bed, tells Rachel to order food. The next thing he wakes up and she's ordered food and fucking
and she's ordered chickpea surprise.
I can see that as well with Tom Cruise. See when he's taking a bit and he bites into it and he does that. Where's that?
That, father, is a deconstructed falafel.
You said order. I meant for food.
I meant for real food.
Oh,
I thought of Jim Carrey taking the guano his mouth at that point.
Oh. But the next thing he asks Rachel into it. So where is Robbie anyway?
See, before that, mate, but can I just before that, there's another good interlude into the human psyche and body, because she's looking at her finger and he says, "What's wrong?" And she says, "I've got a splinter." And he's like, "Oh," he wakens up and he looks at it, goes, "Go and get me tweezers, I'll get that right out of there." And she's like, No. The human body, what are you talking about? He went, "When my body's ready to reject that splinter, it'll just push it out." So another kind of way of how human fights infection, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But she probably missed. I know I did it all anyway.
But that's when she tells him that Robbie's away out and he's took your pussy wagon. You know what I mean?
Your pride and joy.
And it's just the death stare, like, that fucking right. But
he obviously doesn't believe her because he walks out to his front yard.
Aye. She's like, "Are you telling lies, that lassie?"
No.
Where's all the movement? I've no fucking idea for you.
She just sits there lying and knitting herself things.
Oh, mate, so good. But the next thing, Ray's outside and there's all these people taking pictures, isn't they? And turns around and sees this fucking storm in the sky, you know what I mean? It just looks...
See, before he turns around, but he walks out and everybody's just staring, like, kind of as if it's at him and they're looking up. He walks out and he just puts his arms out as if goes, "Ta-da." That's it.
Well, see, apparently what they done for that is they told people they could come down and get free pictures of Tom Cruise, so they didn't need to hire extras.
Clever. Very clever.
Apparently, so...
I want that to be true.
Aye, so do I.
And I want Tom Cruise to be raging about it.
But
Got a close up right up his beak.
he has got a bit of a hooter, that boy. But no sooner he's round the back of the house, isn't he? Shouting at his daughter. And this fucking thing does look menacing, doesn't it?
Oh,
This storm and this guy. It just doesn't look like that's rain.
it's fantastic. I mean, I can't say anything about the effects apart from at the very, very end, because I was being pernickety and looking for something, but we'll get to that at the very, very end. Effects are top notch. This kind of Steven Spielberg, you can't expect it, but it makes a cracking point. He looks at the washing lines, and everything's kind of blown towards the storm in it.
Aye, and that's what he says. He mentions that, doesn't it? It's strange because
Oh, weird.
He's another one that starts doing the movie breathing.
And the George Clooney smile. So weird.
Oh, that's after Tom anyway. He's actually quite good in this.
I think it's brilliant. Just being pernickety, mate. So then the lightning starts, then the storm dies down, the wind stops kind of like that, and that's when you hear this lightning, but it's like no lightning strike you've ever heard in your life. It's pure electrical in it, and it sounds like a high-pitched whine or a screech.
Yep. Snapping all that into it, and so this is a good bit as well. So he's like that, he's saying it, Rachel obviously starts freaking out. She's like, I want to go inside, and he's going, oh, come on, it's self-adjust.
Go back inside in that scarf.
Aye. But see, the next thing is like that, right? On you go, it's fine. And then it just starts zapping into it. And then he goes, fuck's sake. And falls in a chair sitting in this.
His natural reaction is great acting in this. I genuinely think he does get scared, get a fright or something.
Oh, superb, man. But again, they're in the house watching this lightning strike, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And one obviously hits at a location right behind the house. And he's in the middle, he's saying, don't worry, it's not going to hit there again, because you know what? Lightning never hits the same place. Fucking boom again. He's like, holy shit.
So, as soon as they said that, the two of them are under the table, aren't they?
Aye.
And she goes like that, is Robbie going to be okay?
Aye.
And then she looks at her dad and goes, are you going to be okay?
I mean,
that's him just remembering, correct, my boy is out in this.
Aye.
Exactly.
But no sooner this lightning strike shit ends, doesn't it? And then he gets up and all the appliances aren't working, there's no electricity. Even his watch is stopped, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
everything.
That bastard in the shop told me this would survive in a lightning storm. That boy at Tim's is getting kicked square in the nuts.
General George, a lying bear.
Tag her, tag fucking her.
So, power's out all across the town. Ray decides to go outside and go looking for his son. And everybody's just in a blind panic. Nothing's working. Cars have stopped. Phones, everything you can think of in it.
Aye, because there's people pushing cars up the road because they're dead and all that, isn't it? And
right. I mean, it's periodically meeting neighbours and people he knows for just like 13 seconds and stuff like that to tell him that something else has went wrong, you know what I mean?
And then that's when he sees Robbie coming up the street, you know what I mean? Oh, no, you know what I mean? And he goes right back for a badass to, oh, daddy.
Aye. And again, you see his fatherly instinct taking total top shelf, apart from the fact that he's went out, he's took the car, he's underage, he's not got a license. He's, Dad, I'm sorry. I went, oh, are you okay? Yeah, but what happened? Went, listen, you okay? So he's made sure he's okay before he scolds him, you know what I mean?
He's like, go and watch your sister. And he says, the next time you take my car without permission, I phone the cops. You know what I mean?
And the next thing he sees, Manny, the mechanic.
Oh, mate, fucking Manny wasn't long for this world. You know what I mean?
I don't know how he's been so long at being a mechanic. If a neighbour passed him, tells him to try something that he never thought and it works.
Oh. And that's what he says to the wee guy. He goes, I see, I told you. What did I say? You didn't, Manny, you fucking liar.
Did you, aye? No, mate. Aye, Solaroid, we've got they're just lying about in there. It's so noise for every make, model of car you can think of. Go and get one.
Fucking hell.
And he gets to, he's on his way, but he's heard everybody saying it's been more frequent near the church.
Yeah.
So heads there. There's a crowd forming, isn't there?
That's it. Everybody's all formed around this big crack in the ground in it.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously there's lightning is struck. But there's like these wee like crystallized pieces or something into it. And he picks one up and like everybody else you expect it to be roasting into it, but he says it's freezing.
You expect it to be like taking a chicken dipper out the air fryer. Oh! And then your wife coming in goes like that. Think it was going to be cold. Stupid.
Why is he Tom Cruise saying that now? Like, is it warm? Like taking a chicken dipper out the air fryer.
Obviously, if you took one of my chicken dippers, it would be like that size to him because he's a wee guy, you know. But I mean, it's like shards of kind of crystallized debris, or I don't know if it's bits of metal. It doesn't matter. But you say everybody's tentatively touching it. He picks it up, juggles it about, and the guy does the usual. And what is it hard to touch? No, it's freezing.
Aye. But they should always start hearing rumblings into it. And then you've got these poor cops, man. See, when these films come out, they must go like that. We look like right pricks. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Because they'll just sit there like, what's down there? It's got a bit of water, mange.
It's got to be the pipes.
And I'm like, and the police know where all the water mains run. Know what I mean? They know the fucking, like, But anyway.
Hey guys, welcome to Police Academy 101. First lesson, water pipes. Isn't that what I signed up for, Sarge? Shut your mouth, learn your pipes.
But aye. But the next thing, the big cracks just starts getting bigger, doesn't it?
Again, amazing to watch. I mean, I've got a 50-inch telly, and it was great to watch it now. I can only imagine watching it on a big screen, man. If this is ever celebrated with a 25-year thing, I'll be going to see it, that's for sure. But the cracks come first. Go for a good bit upside of buildings and stuff, didn't they? Up the church and cars and windows smash and implode, and it's amazing.
Aye. Like the piece of ground in it, it just starts rotating along with the front of the church, know what I mean? But you get this like a shot into it, and it's just the sun behind the church, and the church just moving, which I thought was fucking, it was superb, man. Just
makes such a vast structure into a simple silhouette, doesn't it?
Aye.
And that's cracking. So the next bit I know is when the ground pulsates as if it's taking a big deep breath and then collapses in itself.
Aye.
And that's amazing.
It's superb, man. And fucking, you're just like, oh, what could have done that?
Oh, that's not right, that. It's your pipes, I tell you, it's your pipes. And the wee car we're allowed to see falling into the big hole. We see it again in about 30 seconds time, didn't we? It just gets spat right back out the big hole.
Aye.
And misses our man Ray.
Aye, because Ray's sitting on the ground into it, and you get sprinkled with glass in it, and you're like, where the fuck's that came from? And that's when you realise that's already up in the air. Know what I mean?
So it's the big leg it comes out first, isn't it?
Aye, which again I thought was good. You know what I mean? Because it's just you're expecting these just stupid wee legs to come out, but it's actually tripod legs.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean?
Spielberg's worked the effects and the kind of surroundings perfectly because of the smoke, the gases that have been released so you'd have been, if you were there and it was happening to you, you'd have been so terrified but so wanting to see what's coming out of it.
I know.
The first thing this came out at apart before the wee legs that car, it gets spat out in the big leg. You think, what's that? But that's nothing because that's just one of the three legs. It's bringing the massive thing out into it, mate.
This fucking big behemoth, you know what I mean?
Big eyeball.
Aye, but then this fucking thing just steps out, doesn't it? And if anybody's not seen the old War of the Worlds movie, go back and look at their tripods. They're not actually tripods.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
even the album artwork, I know, I'm not tripods.
Oh mate, it's see the design of it and all that, mate. It was fucking superb. Know what I mean? Because you were like that. That's not anything I've ever seen before. Know what I mean?
Do you know what else I like about what they've not done with this? Because obviously Spielberg had the license today modernise these things in any way, shape or form they had to. But he deliberately left in the fact that there was a mechanics about them and there was like exhausts and hydraulics and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it sounded like a machine. It didn't just sound like fucking beep, bop, beep, beep, beep. Do you know what I mean? Futuristic. Everything's lights and sparkles and floats. You know what I mean? I don't know what beep, bop, beep, bop, beep means there. That was the Police Academy after pipes. It was R2 dialect.
There's the man cop at the side. That's a beat bopper, you see.
Hey, it's a tripod. How do I know what it is? I used to get called that in college. What I got to tell you?
Hi-yo!
Look, no hands.
Oh no, man. Oh no.
So the siren blast there, man, it must have sounded excellent in the cinema, mate.
Aye, it was, man. You were like that fucking. Because I've seen you when you were sitting there, you're like that. So what is it? Just going to be a big silent machine, just fucking stomp my boot. But then I gave it a sound, and that made it more fucking terrifying. Know what I mean?
Definitely. And again, testament to Cruise when he does decide a better bolt here, and he turns around and legs it. He's got what? See it in Mission Impossible more than any other film, but in this as well, his terrified face is.
Aye.
I'm fear. You know what I mean?
Aye, you know what I mean? I've got a lot of time for fucking old Tom. He knows that. But, but
I mean, I remember that time he let us come down and take photos of him and there was no film.
Aye. Man of the people. Man of the people.
Remember bring your zoom lens because I'm only that size.
But what was cool about it as well, see when this tripod is obviously firing up its guns and people don't know what the fuck's happening. But then the way they revealed it with this guy going in with a camera, like, because you know there would be people out there, know what I mean? They would do this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to step towards the big thing powering up.
They'll be doomed, wouldn't we, this day and age, man, I'll tell you.
Oh, aye, fuck. We wiped out in fucking 20 minutes. Just like live on TikTok.
25 minutes later, you just see tripods on the top of the hill sitting with their legs crossed, drinking tea. Well, boys, I was told I was going to be here for the day, but you know, aye, job and finish. Let's go.
Just like, off, man, just get lasered. LOL.
But as you say, mate, you see it through the viewfinder of that camcorder. Try to think back, man. Old technology. Camcorder. My goodness.
Oh.
Remember what they were about?
Oh, they were the latest thing, name. Every failure had one.
and that's the extra scary because curiosity did kill the cat there, as you say, mate. It just didn't drop it and bolt. It just thought, oh, go get us. You thought you've been framed.
That's when you first see that people are getting vaporized, ain't you? They're actually getting fucking Thanos clicked before Thanos was about.
Oh, and the sound of them. Not even the lasers make their own kind of clean, sharp sound, but the minute they disintegrate, it's like a thud.
Aye.
And they just, and Ray's obviously just missing them. There's people in front of him getting done, beside him, behind him, through cars without disturbing the car's structure and all that, innit?
Aye. It's like it's gone for organic material or something, innit?
Mm-hmm.
But I see that when the woman's running in front of him, and obviously the laser hits her, and she just fucking does a Sandman, know what I mean? And he runs through her.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking.
Oh,
the pictures, man, it was amazing.
It
was.
What I mean? And then after that, you've got the backdrop of him and the buildings exploding, and which again is just fantastic. It doesn't look green screened or anything. It's great.
And I mean, I think Tom Cruise has got this written into his contract. I need to be able to run at the camera for a prolonged period of time, by the way.
Hey, Tom, you want to do a film? How fast you cameraman? You got to strap that bad boy to the back of a Triumph.
Oh,
the only bike I can think of, a Triumph. Sick, Craig.
It's like, that's
24.
I'll put it on my chopper.
Whose chopper? Whose motorcycle is this?
But the next
Chopper,
thing,
baby.
but the
He gets
bums
home, doesn't he?
they're all bloated bits in it. But as Ray's kind of taking like a breath, this guy runs by holding his daughter, didn't he? And then that's when it jolts it into his head. Oh,
I've got kids.
aye. Look, because maybe he'd have just kept running. Know what I mean?
I know, you don't know. I mean, because my next thing I've wrote there is when he gets home, the first thing he does is he cowers down and sits with his head in his hands against the wall on the floor. And I've just wrote, it's like shell shock he's got in it.
Aye. Fucking, it's just, again, it's good because it's, how would you react? Know what I mean? You've just...
I'd have been vaporised. I can't run for a bus, man.
Oh, but he's just like that. Obviously shell shocked, fucking covered in dust. Know what I mean?
In fact, me and you up on the roof, just watching it with our cigars, might have just left us alone.
I just like, I say, old boy.
Did you? Fantastic shot there, tripod.
Spiffing.
I'd say you definitely had the high ground. What? Oh, yeah.
My tripod coming down, rolling down the window. Do you see Tom Cruise coming by? Of course I know him. He's me.
I ever tell you? No, don't do that.
Oh, fuck.
So he's in the house, mate. He's covered in Ashley. Hey, nearly smell it. Spat that. What was the name of that lassie? Ashley. And his boy Robbie and Rachel both say to him, "What is that stuff, Dad? You all right? What's happening? What's that stuff over you? What is it?" And you just see him back in the room, isn't he?
Aye.
His eyes, brilliant, man. Back in the room. Shit, what is this on me?
Aye. Because I obviously he clocks himself covered in fucking dust. He's been antiqued, know what I mean? And he just starts washing his off because he obviously knows as a human being it's on him, know what I mean? And he does a fine job of cleaning that person off himself.
No off.
No, not a morsel was on the boy.
You're Tom, but innit?
Aye.
So, Tom.
But they said it, he comes in and he's like, right, we're leaving here in 30 seconds. Get your shit. Know what I mean?
It's quite it's never alluded to, obviously, but it's quite good the way he comes out and says, "We're leaving this house in 60 seconds," and he just designates jobs to people.
Aye.
He knows what he's getting. He tells Robbie to get the food, tells Rachel to get her things, nothing that she doesn't need to carry. We're out here in 60 seconds. And then he directly goes and gets batteries, isn't it?
Aye,
Torches.
Batteries, torches, and then heads upstairs to get his handy piece. You know what I mean?
Which isn't Paddington piece and marmalade piece. The revolver.
Yeah. Snub nose. It's probably I think it's a snub nose. It's a revolver anyway.
Looks like an old 32. That's the third thing they teach you in police school. You got your pipes, you got your R2 unit language course, and you got your guns. Next week, it's about bagels. Oh, just getting stupid.
Oh, it's
so... Aye, so Ray knows what to get. Batteries and a gun.
Aye.
Just in case he finds any toys out there he wants to put batteries into, right?
Oh, Jesus. It's going to get lonely on the road.
My ghetto blaster. So they get out in the street, didn't they? And there's chaos, man. But he's calm. He's like, "Follow me, don't say a word, let's go." And he walks directly over to Manny's, didn't he?
Aye. Hoping that this car, he says, is
Just fixed the solenoid in that motor in less than 7 minutes.
Yeah, I know, mate. But it's like, this is what I'm talking about with Manny wasn't long for this world. Right? He's going to be in his garage, right? Now, I'm supposing the tripod was maybe a wee while away, right? But he's got to have heard this stuff. It's like, was that you smelly bastard? You know what I mean? But then you've got crowds and crowds of people running by, right? You know what I mean? Like Rachel notices that woman, she's covered in dust and she's fucking screaming. Know what I mean? Traumatized. But no Manny. Manny's in there with a cloth. Hey, Ray, he was right, you know.
I know. And he's no thought to say, oh, Ray was right. My car's working. I'm off.
Aye. Know what
Left
I mean?
it out there, unlocked, keys and ignition. That.
Aye, know what I mean? But obviously, Ray and the family get into the car, into it, and then if wee Manny's like, stop messing about, Ray, and all that, blah, blah. Like, come on, the guy's coming. And then Ray says to him, right, Manny, get in the car, you're going to die. Now, see that there, right? If you were Manny, you would have assessed, like, Ray's went after the boy a little bit here. Look at all these people fleeing for their lives. Perhaps I'll get in the back of this car.
Aye. Maybe he's there's something in that request there that I might be wanting to listen to. But no, he's just typical know-it-all human being. Get out of the car, get out the car, get out the car. So he locks all the doors, doesn't he? And he just dare to jot off, man.
That's it. Because Rachel's sitting in the back and she notices the trees catching fire, see on the rear view mirror, which was good. Again,
That was.
She turns around and just tears up, terrified, know what I mean?
She's in hysterics.
Aye.
Great wee actress, Dakota Fanning. I've not seen her much as an adult, but at that age, she was taking notice of people, man. You know what I mean?
Yep. But as they're taking off, Manny gets fucking dusted. But then you get this, see this shot, it was brilliant again, man. Them driving away, and obviously the tripod's blowing up this overpass.
Oh,
See the way it just blows up and it's flipping all these motors
aye.
onto where he all the houses where he lived and all that, and it just exploded, mate. It's just fucking.
It's epic, innit? It's superb. Because it gives you a long pan view of the overpass foot, and it starts like a bridge, like kind of like a Tyne Bridge in it in Newcastle, kind of rounded and stuff. And that comes down, and then as you say, and then there's everything that's on the bridge coming off it as well.
Aye,
Tankers, motors, people.
Mate, it is epic. Mate, as soon as I was sitting in the cinema watching it, I was like, fucking hell, this is brilliant. You know what I mean?
Good, mate, innit?
Aye. But next thing you see, Ray, they're driving down this motorway or highway or whatever the fuck you might call it. Know what I mean?
Got the freeway, sir.
But you've got all these people are just walking down the road, didn't they? Because all the cars don't work.
Aye.
And then,
the entire population of New York on its way somewhere.
Aye.
Plus whatever traffic was there at the first place. But they've obviously done the right thing and they've cut a nice wee path for them to get through.
Aye.
Which always happens. You can't kind of be too critical, you know what I mean?
But just Robbie, this is where he starts doing my fucking nutting. Oh, what's going on? Oh, you talk to me. Shut up, you wee dick. But I mean, you just have to steal my motor now. What's the matter with you? Shut up.
Aye, but Ray loses the plot with Rachel. He's like, hey, don't shout at her. And he turns around and he does a kind of calming technique on her, which is obviously something he's done hundreds of times before. Okay, Rachel, this is your space. This is you. Nobody can get in your space. Especially not big 9,000 feet aliens with tripods and lasers. They can't get in your space. As long as you do this, sweetheart.
Oh,
she's like, do you know what, big brother? Oh, I'm as calm as a cucumber now. Thanks for that.
I can go back to my nutting in peace.
I nearly dropped a stitch there. Oh, I was beside myself. Nana's pullover was coming along so well.
But then he's like, fucking Ray's telling him what happened in it. He's like, something came out the gun and just started killing everybody. And he's like, what is it, terrorists? No, this is something else. This came from somewhere else. And he's like, what, like Europe?
No,
Europe. You fucking dick.
No, these guys are from a bit farther away.
Oh, mate. But then he starts talking to Rachel again, and she starts fucking freaking. Like,
see this whole scene, mate? The car's moving, right? There's a single pan camera for outside the car that goes beside it on the passenger side, right in front of it, right over to the driver's side, back again and stuff. I was like, how did they do that?
Aye. Oh, it's superb, mate.
I mean, there must be a crane and a gimbal on top of that actual car when it's driving. That's amazing.
Aye. All the one shot as well, know what I mean? Single shot. Well, at least I think
You've
so.
got all that, to contend with, which is excellent. Plus their acting being on point.
Aye.
All three of them.
Aye. Superb, man. But the next time they arrive at Mum's house, don't they?
Yes.
And it's a big swanky, fucking looks like a gated community.
Aye, it's a kind of what they call the burbs, in it, the suburbs.
Aye, but there's no like raised shitey fucking love down there.
No engines on the coffee table in that house.
There was no transformers killed in this area.
Aye, well, everything's on into it, everything's working. Electricity, nothing's been touched yet.
Aye.
Ray's kind of worked out by this time that the lightning was to start the machines, because
Aye.
he says as much to Robbie. And then this is still in the car at this stage when he says that, and Rachel says about 40 times, I want mum, I want mum, I want mum, I want mum, oh man! Oh, you're like, oh, hen.
Aye.
Backhander for you. This is your space. This is your, no one getting your space. But your voice is in my space. I can't have that in my space.
Oh.
Shut up, you little shit.
But I arrive at Mum's house, isn't it? But obviously, Mum and Tim are there because they've went to Boston. Know what I mean?
That's when Ray tries it, isn't it?
Aye. Fuck's sake.
This is you. This is you. This is where you are. And hey, shut up. Don't even try it.
Is that how you do it, Dad?
That's a loser,
Daddy.
Dad. Daddy wasn't there.
Oh, except this time, Mammy.
Aye. Nothing stopped them. They never turned back, did they?
Did they shite? Know what
No.
I mean?
Oh, we're chills. They're back in you and Laser a bit. When
Aye.
we go and try and see if they're alive, I would go at my mum's first 10, to be honest with you, you know?
Oh,
So this is
superb,
where
man.
Ray's physically starting. You can see it's getting to top him, and he slags Robbie for what he's packed in the box, which is just condiments, as I said earlier on.
Aye.
And he thinks he's been kind of getting him into trouble. Is this all you could pack, Robbie? Jesus. They went, this is all you had, Dad. You know what I mean?
That was always in your fridge. Like
He finds some bread, starts dealing the bread, kidding on everything's cool, but he's visibly, he's away with it. But no,
Aye, shook.
oh,
It's a
he's
shadow of
shaking.
him for myself.
I've just completed my daily steps while sitting down. You know that? That doesn't augur well for my smartwatch there. Just thought I'd say that. Giving me a false sense of security. I think I'm walking everywhere and I'm no.
Oh, but he starts dishing out peanut butter jelly sandwiches into it, and then that's when Rachel says, I'm allergic to peanut butter. And he's just like, when? Buff? Like that.
Okay. Well, me and Robbie will have all the sandwiches. Okay, I'm going to deal them. I'm not hungry. Okay, you're not hungry? That's where you're going to play it? And it rattles to pieces against the window, doesn't it, man?
I mate, see that just slides down the fucking window into it. And it's like, it's comical, but at the same time, it's kind of serious because he's like, your mum will be back tomorrow and everything will be fine. All right? And he's just hoping. Know what I mean?
Aye. But he's made the wise decision to go down the basement.
Aye. For a fuck up, Ray seems to be switched on.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
He's obviously, as a father, he's panicking. He's up to high dough, as we like to say. But there's a survival technique within him that's kicked in, and you're seeing it apparently with the car, the batteries, the gun, basement. Do you know what I mean? So you've got some survival skills there. And obviously the Waynes are just being brats, and we have to go down here, Dad. I've got perfectly good bed upstairs. I've got back issues.
Yeah, shut up, you be useless bastard.
Back issues. You'll have arse issues when I take my horn across it.
Oh.
I was doing so well, no swearing there.
refrains from any physical abuse to children.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I'll update the disclaimer. So they get in there, and for the first time of many, by the way, they managed to fall asleep no bother.
Aye.
And they're woken up by the tripod blasting, didn't they?
Aye. They think they hear the lightning again, into it, because it sounds like the lightning. And again, how that's done. You're obviously knowing there's fucking mayhem happening outside, but it's just you're seeing it through this wee window. You know what I mean? At the basement. And it's more atmospheric that way, you know what I mean? It's like you're going, oh fuck, what is that? Know what I mean? But then there's this big fucking screaming noise into it. It just rattles the whole basement and the house.
Aye, just big whine and whirring and bangs, and as you said, the wee window, which starts off windy with trees scratching it, to the big light and all the noise and stuff like that. It's amazing, man. And Ray, well, they say it's a lightning back, and Ray's like, no, this is something else. Yeah. He knows it's something else. And they find a wee boiler room within the basement, don't they? Which is lucky.
Aye. That's wee concreted fucking boiler room.
Just a minute at a time, mate.
Aye, just another guy, because Ray also has to go back and grab his gun, doesn't he? And the next time they're in this wee room, and there's like a fireball or whatever the fuck it is, and it's just darkness, isn't it?
Aye, and then they fall asleep again.
Aye. Oh, tell me the news. If anything puts me to sleep, it's the chance of death.
Oh, I tell you, I can go places and I can't fall asleep. Doesn't matter about the pills you gave me to drink, I drink. But if you threaten worldwide extermination, I'm out like a light, by the way.
Oh, shut up my back. I'm no caring.
I think if something like that was going to happen, I would love to be sleeping, actually, so I wouldn't know about it. But they wake up in the wee basement, Ray, first of all, and he goes and investigates. Right away, you can see we're looking at him coming out that wee cupboard. And the first thing you think is, it's awfully illuminated for him coming into a basement, innit?
I know what I mean, aye. Doesn't betray anything behind the camera, doesn't it? But it just, as he slowly comes out the basement, it's like it pans out, and you're like, what is it? It's like an aeroplane's wheel is in the house or something like that.
It's the engine, first of all.
Aye. And you're just like,
you're not just seeing the houses gone, the street is like gone, more or less.
Yep.
And this aeroplane, you first see the engine still kind of ticking over. You know what I mean? Which is, it gives me shivers, mate. And then you get the nose of the plane, and then you get the fuselage with the roof ripped open, people still strapped in their seats and stuff.
Aye.
Then you see the big giant wheels, man, how big they are compared to a man. And he's walking through this carnage. And again, your eyes are all there, the screen, looking for all this detail, and it's amazingly done, man.
Aye, it's superb, man. Superb. But the next thing, Ray sees this guy, doesn't he? Climbing through the aeroplane, and
Ray becomes the plane police.
Aye. Are you a survivor? And I'm like, come on, fuck Ray, play the game.
That's your card. That's yours.
You know what I mean? And it's a news team, isn't it?
Aye.
Oh, raiding this for the food and drink, you know what I mean? But this is when Ray starts talking to this news reporter, isn't it? And saying,
she fills him right in, man.
Aye. In a time of peril, you'll get filled right in. Fill out a form and I'll see you in the back.
So she explains that the army have tried to attack these things, as she calls them. Ray says, we're on our way to Boston. She's like, you'll be lucky. She went, New York is away. We tried to get through to DC. DC's gone. The army attacked it. Didn't have any joy. We've got some sort of shield or something. And then she lets him see tape recording, didn't she?
Aye. And he's like, would you, there's more than one of them. And she's like, fucking, you're kidding me on, aren't you?
Oh dear.
But see that video footage that she shows him, and it's just all these tripods and they're just moving through the city, just fucking exterminating people. That's what I'm like, fucking less is more, know what I mean?
Aye.
You're still seeing destruction happening, but you're like, it doesn't need to be there in your face, know what I mean?
And it's on a 12-inch screen on grainy VHS. It just looks cracking, man.
You know what I mean?
It's real.
But this is when she shows him as well that the lightning, the she's got it on slow motion, like frame by frame sort of thing, and then you see this shape coming through the lightning and get into the ground, and that's when we realise that these wrongyans are riding the lightning into these machines.
Yeah, they're in kind of capsules, aren't they? And she does say what you just said there, mate. The son of a bitches were riding the lightning.
Aye.
Right down. So these things have been here for God knows how long.
Exactly. It's fucking see that like, obviously they've plotted this for years and years. That's a bit fucking chilling. Know what I mean?
I is chilling. I've still got questions about it, which I'll ask at the end. But aye, the pre-planning involved.
Aye. But then they soon on they hear the announcement for the next train.
She's like, I know. And she says to him, "Were you on that plane?" And he goes, "No." That's a shame. It'd been a hell of a story.
You know what I mean? He goes fucking full Lois Lane.
Ray goes back to the basement and says to Rachel, "We're going to take you out now. I don't want you to look anywhere. I just want you to look at me. Don't look around. How it's out there? Nothing."
I know what I mean. Don't look where. But they come out into it, and he doesn't obviously want to see her see all this carnage, you know what I mean? Doesn't want to scare his wee lassie and all that. And then Rob turns into a fucking absolute drama queen. Just like, oh, that's when I rode my bike. What I mean?
They come off the freeway. Another incitement into Ray using his noggin. Robbie's like, "Why would you go off the freeway, Dad?" Because I don't want everybody in the world to see that we've got the only working car here, because people will want the car. Aye. So we'll go into we'll go off the turnpike and we'll go along by the Hudson. And Robbie is just being a wee douche, man.
Aye, it's been a tadger.
Calling him Ray again.
Aye.
He was like, "You call me Dad or Sir or Mr. Ferrier." In fact, that'll be a bit weird, but I'll accept it.
And then again, Rachel has to be the maturest one into it. She goes like, "Right, I'm needing a pish."
Gotta go to the bathroom. I think all the bathrooms have been annihilated, sweetheart.
You just need to go all natural. But
so they stop and they run away into the fields, don't they?
Aye.
And that's
and again, it's another wee funny bit into it. It's like fucking you better. I'm writing a list and I'm telling you more every time you don't fucking listen to me. You know what I mean?
And then just for good measure. You hear me? I'm making a list.
But again, this is where you get another fucking like dark moment into it, and it's just like Rachel obviously goes down near the riverside to their business, and the next thing she sees this body floating down, and it's just see the way. It's just weird because then that music kicks in and all that, and then it's just so many bodies are floating down the river, and you're just like, fuck's sake, everybody is dying.
Aye,
you know what I mean?
And then you actually jobby your pants at Ray coming up behind her, just grabbing her eyes so she doesn't see it. You're like, "Oh, gee, comfy."
You know what I mean? But that's when Robbie tries to join the army, isn't it? Shout. I've got to get back at these motherfuckers.
Robbie Stone in the puddle getting soaked and all that. "Take me with you, man. It's a payback. Booyah."
They're in the trees, man.
I've seen some things, man. And I've been some places, man.
I've seen some things and some stuff.
But the army are whizzing by all the while. Him and Ray are having an argument back and forth. "I want to go. I want to give him some payback." And then he just says to her,
"Then it's no payback." Wallace? "Oh, come on. I want to go. I want to fight."
"You want to go, do you?" "I can fight." "Oh, I know you can fight. But it's our wits that make us men." But there wasn't by, and his dad diffuses it by saying to him, "What about your sister? How do you think she's going to feel? Who's going to look after her?" Which makes him kind of second guess himself just before Rachel appears. Goes off her nut at him, doesn't she?
Aye. She's like, "If you leave, who's going to look after me?" And that just kind of dejects Ray, doesn't it? because Robbie's already told him the reason we're going to Boston is so you can dump us on my mom, and then you can just look after yourself like you always do.
Aye.
And then you're like, oh, my heart's roasted.
You stole my bit. You're swine, you. Aye, so that kind of Ray doesn't argue it.
Aye.
Which gives you the impression that Robbie's the hut on nerve him, and he's realised that I've not been the best dad. But just a shame on that. And again, it's another father-son thing with the Spielberg that you very well pointed out, man. Very good. But in a way to diffuse the situation, we're kind of back in the road. It's night time. It's raining.
On the road again.
Rachel's sleeping. Still not on the toilet. And Ray says to Robbie, "What, you want to take the wheel for a couple of hours and let me get some shut eye? I don't have a license. I can't drive. It's not stopped you before, has it?" That's it. And it lets him drive. And then the next bit is hard hitting.
Aye.
Well.
And this is what I was talking about. It's fucking. It showed you a lot of shit when obviously we went through COVID and all that. The fucking parallels between this bit and reality was fucking unbelievable. Just obviously they're driving this car through crowds of people who are all heading in the same direction, and it's just the desperation of people, isn't it?
So they're all refugees.
Aye, they've got this working car, and they've not, and everybody wants it. Know what I mean? And it's like fucking. It just shows you humanity. Like when the fucking chips are down, fucking all rules go out the window. Know what I mean? It's just fuck.
Fight or flight, innit?
Aye.
Because it starts off a couple of glaring looks into the car, and then it starts with people just tapping the car, and then the taps get more prominent, and it's punches, and then signs start getting thrown against the windshield, and
aye,
before you know it, they can't go anywhere.
Aye. Because somebody throws something in the motor and it smashes the windscreen, doesn't it? And Ray starts driving to get through this crowd, but nearly hits a woman and a baby. So turns and ends up hitting a power line. And you just see everybody shaking this motor. It's not the fact that there's like a wee lassie in the motor, a family in this motor and all that. It's fuck you, geese this. You know what I mean?
It's mob justice, isn't it, mate?
Aye.
So before we know it, Ray and Robbie have been dragged out the car and are directly into fights, fisticuffs and stuff.
Aye.
Rachel's still strapped in. Ray's shouting, "Get out the car, get out the car." But she's trying to get out the window. Grown man comes in and pushes her back in. He's not doing it on purpose. He's just trying to get in the car, and Rachel's trapped, isn't she?
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking pure death. Like even
and
the
the
guy,
hullabaloo, the gun goes off.
Aye. Like even that bit is, I don't know, see the bit the guy's on the front of the motor and he's pulling at the windshield with his horns, and it's just showing you the fucking sheer desperation of people wanting this car.
Aye.
But Ray's shot he's an office pop, know what I mean? To get people away from him. Know what I mean? And he's looking for Robbie, and Robbie's been getting a bloody nose, that boy.
Aye. I bet you'd have loved to have done that.
Aye. Well, I'll tell you right now, fucking Robbie, I wouldn't have been seen again. And I still think I know it was Ray that done it.
Aye.
Where's my boy? You bastard.
Kick me there, Dad. Not at all. I was nowhere near you. Shut up.
He's got the fairy nose there. That was sore. But
so Ray just says, I don't care about car, just I want my daughter, let her out. And he's holding off people, but then you hear a click, and there's a guy with a gun to his head, isn't there?
Aye. And he must have been a Boston cop, know what I mean? This is a 42. But,
fully loaded. Try me.
Aye, but he's like, I'm taking the car, man. Fucking drop your gun. Eventually he does, and Ray's just like, I want my daughter. It's just, I want my daughter. Lifts Rachel at it, and then obviously the ferriers just make their way into the diner to sit it out, didn't they? And again, you're still like seeing people's desperation. There's a wee guy going round the tables, just fucking taking scraps of shit. Know what I mean? But the car's passing by outside the diner and all that. And the guy shoots the other guy that took the car, know what I mean? And it's just...
And the one that's picked up Ray's gun.
Aye.
And again, Spielberg's great in this about less is more. He doesn't get outside the diner to let you see what's happening in the full shot. it focuses on the ferrier sitting in a booth at a diner with the hullabaloo happening through a rain-soaked window, which is all blurred and all that. But you can just see the guy's orange jacket, can hear the gunshots, you know what I mean?
Aye.
And by this time, Ray's broke down into his...
Aye, this is when he has a wee weak moment into it, and he's just fucking... He's right to do, know what I mean?
Almost, aye, because he's very nearly lost his children there.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Know what I mean? But this is what I'm talking about with the fucking... Like the parallels with COVID and this actual film, right? So they're walking to this ferry, right? And then one guy's rumour is, oh, we've got it worse than Europe. And there's other guy like, Japan, they've got it worst. I mean, it's just just rumours and shite and bullshit. Nobody knows anything, but people just need to fucking talk.
That's it.
They know what's going on.
Everybody's heard conflicting stories about who got it worse and all that. Somebody's, like you said, Europe never get touched, and then the next guy, Europe got it worse. So they're walking with the rest of the refugees, which everybody is by this time. They're just aimlessly walking, but they're not aimlessly walking. They know where they're trying to get to. Yeah. And then the level, this is brilliant, but the level crossing, ding, 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 ding. And they're like, what? And the level crossing comes down, and just as well it did.
Aye.
And then this big thunder, this big train goes by, totally on fire, thunders past them, doesn't it?
Aye. And again, it's just showing you again that this is a worldwide fucking situation, know what I mean? Like, nowhere is safe.
Mm-hmm.
But that train looks a right laugh. They're enjoying themselves on that train.
It's just amazing. It's like a ghost train, man.
It's well, see the thing with the bodies floating down river and all the tripods attacking another city and all that, and then that train, it's just showing you that it's a fucking worldwide, planet-wide thing.
Aye. And the aeroplane.
That's it. And there's no safety. Know what I mean? Which that again is more creepy than just showing stuff getting fucking blown up. Know what I mean?
But while that's happening and everybody's absolutely stunned, Rachel turns around to follow a flock of birds over the brow of the hill with the trees. And when she's doing that, she sees the trees rustle, doesn't she?
And I was like, there's a T-Rex coming. Where's the goat? Where's the goat? But see again,
no expense.
This again, mate, is fucking brilliant, isn't it? It's just, you hear this big crunch, right? And all these people that are queuing up to get onto this ferry, all facing the ferry simultaneously, or just turned round, and you just see this big massive tripod on top of the hill, isn't it? And it's just fucking, it's imposing, isn't it? Shit.
I just want to start with, innit?
Aye.
And right away, the ferry master says, cast off, and the ferry's nowhere near full, isn't it, no?
I know, fucking absolute wallop. It's like that, see, as they're leaving, I know, see the people that are left behind, it's like a small portion that could have fitted on that ferry, no bother. Know what I mean?
He says as much, didn't he? I mean, he's like, get 100 people on there. But he has the wherewithal, again, to get away from the mob right at the front and kind of double back and go down a wee side bit and stuff to get on the ferry. But while he's doing that, he gets seen, and the lassie that he knew and her daughter don't get on, didn't they know?
Aye. Cheryl, I think her name is.
Mm-hmm.
They get split up, don't they?
Aye.
And it's just fucking, obviously the ramp's going up. But see it as well, these soldiers as well, they're holding back a crowd of like easily a couple of hundred people, which is Lincoln arms. And I'm like,
strong arms.
Those
are American. Those are American arms, boy. So the ferry's
like up. 3 trunks.
The ferry's pulling away. There's cars falling off it, even though the ramp's going up, which is bamboozling. And they've not even untied for the harbour yet, and they pull a big post that takes out a couple of people. And then the people that fell in right at the back, the captain starts the engine, so they're getting chopped up by the rudders, know what I mean?
Aye, they're definitely fucking mulch.
What's your favourite word? Like mulch. Batman Robbins got a lot to answer for, by the way.
He fucking is. But Robbie runs up, doesn't he, and climbs up the ramp to help people that are struggling to get onto the ferry.
Aye.
But,
Proud dad moment, isn't there?
aye, he's that's my boy. That's America's ass.
That's my boy, Robbie. This is my daughter, Rachel. My name is Ray, and our favorite film is RRR.
Oh, but this is, and then you get another fucking brilliant shot into it. It's like the ferry captain, he's looking at his window, and you just see a tripod under the water. You're like, fucking hell, man.
I know. And obviously, he's like, I've not seen that before doing this job. Surely it's a car or something. Oh, hoping, because then the water just starts to get into a kind of whirlpool.
Aye.
And then tripod heat starts coming out, tips the ferry, doesn't it?
Aye. Again with the big fucking know what I mean? And it's frightening, man, because you're like, there's no escape for these fucking things.
No.
And it's obviously been a trap of some kind. Know what I mean?
Aye, it's just amazing, man. Again, the visual effects. Ray and the Waynes managed to get off. They'll get the fall off first.
Aye.
And then the tipping of the ferry. It's not like normal Hollywood takes half an hour. It's the cars not start coming.
Aye.
So much so that one of the cars hits Ray and the kids and takes them down deeper. There's people in the car, aren't there?
Aye, they're just drowning as well, mate. It's carnage in it. It's just like fucking. But they managed to get to shore, didn't they? And walk their way up this wee hill. And see this, man, it's one of the frightening things, but it's terrifying as well, because you're in the water as well. The tripods are starting to snatch people up as well.
Mm-hmm. That's the first time you see that. Starting to snatch people up. And then the vastness of that shot, as you say, when they got on the banks, it's amazing. They've seen there's no escape here. They're behind us, they're underneath us, and they're in front of us.
Aye.
And then they're very nearly right on top of them, aren't they? Because one just comes up, manages to miss them.
Because it's that one, so you see it's the hull of people, and then the tripods come out of the hull, and then you hear people's screams. Know what I mean? You're like, fucking hell, man.
See the next bit, man. This next bit, I'm trying to think again. They're going through the woods, and then it just starts raining clothes.
Aye. It's dark, innit?
Very dark, mate.
Apparently, what inspired that with Spielberg anyway was like obviously the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Know what I mean? And you're like,
even with it being Jewish, I thought of that, right? And then the other thing I thought it was like, because we've watched like Supernatural and all that kind of stuff, and it's like souls in it. Your soul's away.
Aye.
And that's all that's left.
It's fucking it was poignant, wasn't it? It was just fucking off.
Spielberg, man. So by this time I know you're getting again cinematography of the sky being on fire.
Aye.
And then the jets and the army just start to ascend up this hill.
Yep.
And Robbie's obviously went full blown private pile, hasn't he?
Aye. The best of the best of the best. Know what I mean? But
but it is the best. All right.
But see, this when I was younger, I obviously in the cinema watching this, right, I wanted to see this, but I wanted to see this big battle between the army and the tripods and all that, right? But obviously that's not what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? But Robbie runs up this hill to join the army into it, and Ray tells Rachel to stay at this tree. I'm going to get your brother, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the pure heart-touching moment with it for many people.
For father and son, aye.
Aye.
My overriding feeling of anxiety was the couple wanting to take Rachel.
Aye.
He's there trying to plead with his son not to follow the army, not to leave them. And there's these two well-wishers, by the way. They weren't bad people. Aye. Just seeing a wee lassie, and they're like, come with us, and they're trying to take her. I'm like, come back and get the door.
You know what I mean? But it's fucking nice. Obviously, the army's having pot shots, and it's just. But the whole time, Robbie doesn't hear his Ray's words, know what I mean? He's already war mode. And then that's what he just says to him, you need to let me go. You know what I mean?
Aye.
And it's the acting for Tom Cruise at this bit is fucking smashing because it's like,
It looks as if he's been hit with an emotional freight train, doesn't it?
aye,
As if you're right, I need to, because I need to get back to my daughter anyway. You've got me rock and a hard place here. All the while, you can hear the American army on the comms.
aye,
No effect, no effect. Know what I mean?
aye. Know what I mean? And it's just, like, but see when the two of them stand up and the two of them just look at each other and it's like fucking, aye, know what I mean? There's nothing like said like fucking, I love you, blah, blah, blah. It's not like they don't make up or anything. And then it's like Robbie goes his way and he goes his way. Know what I mean? But as the army charges these tripods, it was good, man. It's obviously Spielberg showing relationship with his father again. Know what I mean?
That's it, mate. But then it's no sooner over than the first Jeep starts coming back the way down the hill.
Aye,
Ablaze, just like that train was.
aye. Know what I mean?
What's happened? That wasn't. Didn't take long.
Know what I mean? Aye, then the next thing, Ray's looking up at this hill, isn't he? And he's just shouting on Robbie. And then the whole hill just lights up on fire.
The whole thing I can describe it as like platoon, napalm.
Aye,
It's just fire, as you say, mate. And then they emerged, didn't they, man?
aye. A big tripod just fucking steps through the flames, know what I mean? And
So,
aye, Ray's scream for his boy again, know what I mean?
aye.
But
But it's run
just
for your
like,
lifetime. She has to just
Aye.
grab Rachel and bolt with everybody else.
Robbie wasn't there.
Really wasn't fair. He wished he didn't stay. So they're running down the hill. People are getting lifted. People are getting lasered.
Right?
And then you just see the silhouette of a guy coming out his basement storm shelter with a rifle in there.
Aye.
And come over here.
Aye. Sanctuary! Sanctuary!
Sanctuary. Come to one's basement. I'm not a Luna bin.
But they're in this basement, aren't they? And the two of them are shell shocked, trying to deal with the loss of Robbie, aren't they?
Aye.
And just the movie. Know what I mean? But
They're in the basement. It's him comforting Rachel on an old couch, saying, we're going to be all right. We'll hold up here for a while. We'll get some sleep. We'll be cool and all that. And Harland is in the background. This is Harland. This is the guy that's invited them in. It's Tim Robbins, obviously. Brilliant actor, Shawshank and the like.
and he did put up a fight against the sisters.
Did he always win? But the sisters got theirs. Name Boggs, wasn't it? He was a leader and he get put in the chair.
Boss.
Anyway. So he just starts clinking tumblers together to say, do you want a drink? But it says, beach snaps. Tastes like shit.
Also, Rachel's even comforted and she wants to go to sleep. And she's like, sing me a lullaby. I go to sleep, Dad. And he doesn't know anybody, but I swear. Tom Cruise isn't a singer, right? But he's obviously showing emotion in his voice, but I swear. See what would have made that fucking brilliant? He would have just went, gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight.
That'd have been brilliant.
Man, Robbins in the back. Stop by us in flight.
Or if he'd have went pure left field and done like Slayer or something, not a bad heavy metal band. Oh, snap your fingers, snap your neck. But he's actually, I mean, we like Rock of Ages, you more than me, obviously. I think he can hold a tune. I think he's a good singer. But he starts singing a song I've never heard before, Douce Coupé.
I've not heard that.
Never bothered to look for it right enough, but he doesn't let her go to sleep without a lullaby, which she loves, man. She loves that.
I made an effort.
Harlan says that he's got plenty of water and food for weeks. They're more than welcome to stay and all that. And then he starts just ranting and rambling about they've been planning this shit for 1,000,000 years before humans were even thought about. And that's where my question goes in. So what were they planning for if they ever knew humanity was going to evolve? Or is this just a species that goes about impregnating every planet they come across with machines on the kind of assumption that they might come back one day to overtake it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I suppose it doesn't really matter, but
Yeah. Maybe it's just the fact that it looks like a planet that could fester into somewhere that could hold life and they want it later in the future. I don't know, maybe.
aye.
But
And it says what we're all thinking as well. So it's not an invasion, it's an extermination.
aye. Because that was the thing. See, I was disappointed about the battle on the hill. You didn't get to see it. It's because there wasn't a battle. Know what I mean? They won. There was no fucking two ways about it. Know what I mean?
Aye. Yeah, you're right, mate. That's it. It's like rants running rants. And
Everybody's like, fuck's sake! Fuck's sake!
aye, rants running towards you while you're pouring a boiling hot kettle on them, you know what I mean? There's no fight here. You're getting done in. But then he starts talking freaky about how it reminds him of when he was an ambulance driver and he could read people's eyes and stuff, and people that accepted their death and people that knew they were going to fight and all that. And you're like, what's happening here?
I know, and this is when Ray kind of tipples, didn't he? Because he asked him as well, have you lost anybody? And he's like, I've lost everybody. And then that's when he kind of goes like, why the fuck did you invite us down here?
Aye.
Know what I mean?
Aye, a man with nothing to lose is a dangerous thing, you know what I mean? So we then hear the rumblings and the rattlings outside, didn't we?
Aye. And it's the red, because they've always been prepping the ground, haven't they, to start growing this red weed. And it's obviously started spreading and stuff. But when they're out there doing that, it suddenly goes quiet. Know what I mean? And that's when Ray's like, oh, what the fuck? Know what I mean? And like you say, as you hear this noise, he's something upstairs. And then this spy cam comes in, isn't it?
Aye, well, the good thing is that there's a hole in the roof of the basement and Ray goes towards it, but there's a puddle underneath it. And he looks at the puddle and he can see the reflection of this big can only be described as like a snake-like object that's going to come down. So he manages to get out of the way, and it's a big eye in it.
It's a big penis. It's got a big bulbous head, and Ray's running right up the stem. It is a penis with headlights.
With headlights, aye. You never want to.
It's like an alien looking into my soul.
Because you never want to get in the wrong hole in the dark, do you? But that's big. You know what I wrote down it looks like? It's like Flight of the Navigator, 4.0, man. But it's in the basement and it's scouring about. It's obviously doing a bit of recon after extermination to say, well, there's nothing here, let's move on. But tension in this bit's great as well, because them hiding, the camera work for it as well. Because there's one bit where the camera's just following this eye, right, going across, and then a shot is them hiding in front of it. It doesn't focus on them; it's still focusing on the eye. Brilliant, man.
Because the tension's that. See, even when I watched it again recently, see when it was growing, I was even holding my breath, going, "I don't want to get us caught."
Even though you've seen it, I know.
Oh,
that's brilliant, man.
But the bald Harlan, he comes out, doesn't he? And he's got himself a hatchet, and he's got to cut this thing up into. But even you can see it in his face. I know he's like, I don't want to do this.
Aye.
I mean?
Mr. Nothing to Lose is having second thoughts, but Ray's saying to him silently, no, do not do it.
Aye.
I think it's Rachel makes a noise, doesn't she? She knocks something over.
Oh, he ducks under, and obviously he's got his back. He's still looking at this thing, and he's backing in, and he backs into a shelf.
That's what it is. You're right, mate.
Aye, you had one job, you prick.
But Ray has the wherewithal to grab a big, giant, huge mirror, doesn't he?
Aye, which is, and then with this thing, they're hiding behind this mirror, and this thing's looking at the mirror, and it's just Oh, look at you, you handsome bastard.
Yeah,
You like the
beautiful looking
PlayStation?
mechanical penis that you are.
Oh, what's that? What's the vibrator 5000? Hey.
So it sees itself its reflection. It looks above the mirror to the side it without going over, doesn't see anything. Then it sees a reflection in something else, Rachel's shoe moving. It goes back, doesn't it?
Aye. And obviously, Ray's a smart cookie again, takes Rachel's shoe off and just leaves it there.
Take your shoe off, you can knit another one later.
Oh, fucking, but even with that, see when it's looking at the shoe, you see them scurrying to another bit on the camera again, know what I mean? It's just smashing.
Great. And you're still, as you say, mate, you're kind of half holding your breath and tension. But the eye then shuts itself and goes away back up the hole.
Aye. The foreskin just rolls there, you see.
Oh, Jesus. It was longer than most people were in a hole there. But then...
That's subliminal.
Subliminal, exactly. When you think, thank goodness that's by the way, then the actual aliens come down for a wee scour about, didn't they?
Aye. And see, as aliens go, they're decent, isn't they? Know what I mean? They look fucking... I was going, they look like aliens.
They're a bit like, although not totally, like the aliens at Independence Day, like you mentioned earlier on, kind of same shape of head and all that, but except these ones have got mouths
Aye.
and stuff. They're having a wee smell at the photographs and stuff. And without warning or provocation that it's going to happen, you just see Harland and Ray having a silent wrestle for the axe, didn't you?
Aye.
Is it shotgun?
Oh, it's the shotgun, because he's going to shoot them, know what I mean? This is his fucking moment. But see, instead of fucking the hero has to win the struggle and all that, it's actually Harlan that wins the struggle.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Which is appropriate because he's like fucking 3 feet bigger than him, know what I mean? Know what I mean?
And that and all, you're like, what's going on? And all the while, you're like, don't make a noise. Don't make a noise.
You know what I mean? These aliens are fucking about, and then one starts playing with a bike wheel, doesn't he? And it falls down. And it's like, hey. Hey, you bastard, you. That is fucking what I was going to say to you. And that is the bike from E.T. but it's no. Unless it is. In which case I knew that.
Elliot. So the aliens have a wee smell at the photographs, turn the wheel on a bike, and then they're off ski. But this time, the Ray's realised that the red mist in the air that's coming for the tripods is covering everything. It's human blood in it.
Aye, it's fucking... They're spraying it on the weeds to help grow the weed. But the next thing, Harlan starts freaking out, doesn't he? Fucking... You're just like... I mean, sure enough, it's not a nice thing, but come on to fuck.
I know Tim Robbins was adept at digging tunnels, but come on, mate. Start trying to dig with a boat with an axe, you know what I mean?
Aye, he's down there and he's fucking shoveling out, but he's freaking out, isn't he? And Ray's at him, shut your mouth, because obviously the tripods have stopped again and they'll hear us.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not listening, fucking...
But just like... This is, again, the humanity survival kicking in, just like the people on the road that were willing to do anything to get his car off him. He's just made the mental decision in his head what he's going to do next. And he gets Rachel into it and he just blindfolds her. He says, I want you to promise me that whatever happens, whatever you hear, do not take this blindfold off. Yep. And you know then that he's going to kill Harlan, don't you? That's it. Steps into this room, and again, you don't need to see it, but you obviously know what's going on with the music and stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously something bad's happening behind this door. Like he tells her to sing Hushabye Mountain, didn't he? Aye. You know what I mean? So you're not seeing much, but you know what's going on. And eventually Ray steps out of the room, didn't he? Doesn't say a word to Rachel or anything, but I think she knows what he's just done as well, know what I mean? But she's done it. He done it for her,
Know what I mean?
Aye, because without saying a word, she just goes up and cuddles him.
Aye, know what I mean? And you're like, oh,
And then they have a wee sleep.
aye. An absolute bevy of sleeps in this film.
Aye, it's not because of the vast body of red vines outside, you know. But Rachel wakes up screaming, didn't she? Tripod eye, right there, looking at her.
Tripod eye. Oh, aye. The thing's back down. And somebody's pointing at her. But aye, Ray gets up and starts chopping the shit out of it, didn't he? But then she does, and again, this fucking annoyed me. She just takes off running and runs at the house. Know what I mean? And you're like, where's your fucking malfunction? Know what I mean?
Aye. What do you think is out there?
Aye.
It's going to be safer than in here.
See this thing that's stuck its end in the fucking hole here.
I think that's bad. What's your order, hen? So she's run away, but so Ray chases after her, goes outside, and it's again the set building, cinematography. It's just it looks like something out of Freddy's Nightmare or something, doesn't it?
Aye. Saw these red vines everywhere, and then even when he's shouting looking for her, he goes up onto this hill and he looks there across the land, and it's just red, isn't it?
Far as I can see, mate. Aye.
Aye. So it's, aye.
No, in fact, you know what it's like? Stranger Things.
Aye, that's what it's like. The upside down.
Upside down. Aye, I've just thought of that the other now. So he's freaking out, shouting on her. Tripod appears, and he jumps in a kind of truck. Doesn't he do any good because the big tentacle comes in, flips him over, doesn't he?
Aye, and then Rachel's standing up on this hill. Know what I mean? And just this big tripod storing there, this wee lassie in it. It's just
see that right? Him upside down, looking through the crack in the windshield at her standing on the hill with the light in it. It's like a totally different director and film. It's like Kubrick or something, innit?
Aye, it's just no right. Aye, but then the next thing, the tripod picks up her Rachel, does it? Puts her in the cage, and Ray's chasing after it, but he finds a grenade belt, doesn't he?
Does, mate.
Just fucking sorts this thing out.
Throws one at it to get its attention, and it explodes kind of well away from it, which just highlights the fact that it's got a force field.
Aye.
I like your wee look, yeah. You're like Henry Jones there. Oh, very good.
Probably remember my Charlemagne.
But there's more in the book than just the map. But there's tripods of that. Who done that to me there? Oh, how are you?
I see the way it turns. Yeah, cheeky bastard.
I could have been an AT-AT in Star Wars, and one of these instead. Yeah, I'm having a bad day. So it picks him up and puts him in, but we can now see right underneath the main eye thing is 2 holding cages, and it's full of humans in it.
Yep. And Ray finds Rachel, and then there's a people are being sucked into prolapsed assholes, as far as I can see.
Yes.
What are these things supposed to be?
It's either that, or it's the fliminifer cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Is that how he pronounces it? Flindiferniferner. Because it's a pure long abbreviation in it. Oh, sorry, you're choking there.
Oh,
That's
and then
what it's
a
like.
chance of meatballs would pop up.
Oh, Flindiferner.
But
What
this thing
that
just
does is it periodically comes into your own cages and sucks up a human in it.
Aye, it's just
Which is
like
just Quatty.
aye, it's a big red asshole with a set of puckering lips in it. Just
Again, you still don't know what is it. Is it like taking them up in there and eating them and spraying out the rest, or is it blending them to spray it out? It doesn't matter. It just has your brain working overtime, man.
That's it. But next thing, it picks Ray into it to go up into his bum, and but he's got other ideas. So when he's getting sucked up, he's He's
I'm
obviously
going
caught the
to
pins.
unshit you.
It's like, maybe you know, heard that thing when people say when you stick things in bums, like the arse just goes, "Thank you," and just takes it in. Know what I mean? Takes it all the way. That's what it's
Aye.
like. Just fucking.
He's nearly. Oh Jesus! Try to say this without it sounding, but it's not going to work. He's almost right up it, right? And there's a soldier hanging on to him for dear life, where it's just his head and shoulders. But the soldier manages to get him back out, of course. And then when he falls back in the cage, he spits out, doesn't he? The pins for the grenades.
Aye. And the grenades go off inside the big bum and takes this tripod out the game, doesn't it?
This makes the bottom explodes from within. And,
Oh.
the cages full of human beings falls about 50 feet and they all survive.
Aye. Oh.
And then the next thing we know, we're back the road and it's welcome to Boston, isn't it?
Aye.
Days broke.
Aye. Ray and Rachel are walking into Boston, aren't they? And Ray notices that the red weed here is dying. Know what I mean?
Becoming brittle, aye.
Aye, but as he's looking at this, it pans round into it. And he does know that Ray's going to be telling people about this. Like, oh, and how did you survive? Well, lads, I get sucked into this big anus. And Rachel's like, oh, fucking right, aye, it was an arse. It was a big arsehole.
My dad doesn't lie.
Aye.
I had to knit him a jumper because he couldn't buy the t-shirt. I get sucked into this bumhole and this bought the t-shirt.
It was a good thing that cage fell. I thought I was going to knit as a ladder. When the camera pans into it and you see this big tripod and it's obviously collapsed into the building into it, again, just looks pure fucking brilliant and realistic again.
It does. It's already. And he's like, what's happened? What happened? What happened? And he says it just started behaving erratically and walking in circles, then it just collapsed, didn't it?
Aye, this is obviously the things are starting to take effect.
But Ray sees they're going under this tunnel, and then Ray notices the birds again that are managing to be right on top of this moving tripod, didn't they?
Aye. And this was a bit annoying and all. He's saying to the soldier, look at the birds! But the whole time this thing's going,
excuse me, yes. Can you please look at the I'm sorry, the what? The
I know this thing could start shooting lasers and kill everybody, right? I mean, you can't tell me you can't take 3 steps forward and shout into this fucking guy's ear.
I know.
But
I know.
Anyway, they work out that it's got no shield.
And then shouts this wee soldier with the biggest bazooka you've ever seen in your life, man. So big that the back of it looks as if it's got a 13-inch tyre on about it.
Aye. A Stinger missile. But
would you say that?
A Stinger.
Thought that's what you said.
Aye, well, that's what the tripods are calling Tom Cruise after this. I had a Stinger, you know that? It blew the asshole right off me.
Stinger right up its ass. So the army start unloading on this thing, and it takes a few to get it done right enough.
Aye.
So they bring it down, and it takes out a factory with it, and that's excellent.
Aye,
that's really excellent.
The way it just crashes through it, it's brilliant, man.
And see when it crashes, man, there's like gallons and gallons of the red gear comes out at first, doesn't it?
Aye, nice. It's tikka masala. But then you just see one of these aliens crawling out, don't you? And a soldier walks there and lifts its arm and deduces that it's dead. But like a couple of seconds later, we know it's no dead. Know what I mean?
I know. But why did they know, like, unload that mag right into its face?
Aye.
It's as if it turns the same way as the red vine wheat things stay as well. It just kind of dries up and shrivels, doesn't it?
It's like it suffocates a liver, know what I mean? It just dries it.
And that's basically the finale after that. We've got, it's like, I've seen it, I Am Legend, and it's Ray walking up this kind of war-torn street, but it's Boston, towards, obviously, his ex-mother-in-law's house.
Aye. And obviously...
Carrie and Rachel.
Aye. Mammy Bear, she walks it, didn't she? And Rachel sees her and runs up to her and all that, and it's like, oh... she, like, the ex-wife looks at Ray and just like gives him a nod, like the general does in every action movie. You my boy, Blue!
It's mental, man. But then you just see for the back of the head appearing, and it's Robbie who's made it there, and he runs down, and it's a good scene. They're just like so surprised at seeing one another, just look at one another for the longest time, man.
Aye.
And Robbie's kind of ranting a wee bit, but Ray doesn't care. He just grabs him, man, gives him a hug, punty.
Because
he's all he wanted to boy.
Oh, but
it's not time to make a change. Just relax. Take it easy. There's a rolling deep bells in there. Take it easy.
Fucking so bad. Oh, fucking tremendous, man. But
landscape, final shot.
It pans out, doesn't it? And you see all this destruction, all these tripods have all crashed into the ground and stuff. And then you come to this wee tree with a wee bud just there. And obviously, Morgan Freeman starts narrating again that as soon as the invaders landed, breathed, drank, and ate, they were doomed.
Aye. But it says something along the lines of, a lot was to the cost of 1 billion human lives. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That wasn't a lot. Thinking about it, there's 8 billion on the planet, so not a lot, but it's not a lot what it could have been, you know what I mean?
Oh, there's an awful lot of empty houses up my street here.
And then his last line is, man, neither do men live or die in vain.
Aye.
Finn.
Aye. And then it just breaks into the music. Fucking, don't you forget about me.
Judd Hurst just comes out. Arm in the air, triumphant. So, boys and girls, mums and dads, aunts and uncles, and people of all genders and denominations and pronouns, this was War of the Worlds 2005. It's a 9 for me, mate.
Aye, I'll get an 8. An 8.
Aye. 9. I'm putting it against other disaster movies, which I love. See, for all the slapstick garbage that was in 2012,
aye,
which there was a hell of a lot of, I thought the actual scenes, disaster scenes and all that, were amazing, because I went to see it in the pictures, and I went to see it in IMAX, actually.
Aye.
And I would never forget the way that the ground's opening up and a train just comes out from under the ground and all that. It's amazing. But it was ruined by a lot of slapstick garbage. Deep Impact. I've got a thing for that film. I love that film, man. Again, Morgan Freeman. It was a bit dated by 90s technology, I suppose, but it was still a great film. Then you had The Day After Tomorrow, which I loved as well, but there wasn't as much CGI in that as I would have liked.
Yeah.
But aye, 9, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I never thought it would have been a 9, but after watching it again, I know I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
Without noting it, just enjoy it as a movie it was. And I would, as I've done on Twitter yesterday or the day, I urge anybody that thinks it was all right to just watch it, get a chance. I mean, I never really say that about a lot of films that we review, but this feels like a film that needs people to watch it properly.
People need to go back and watch it, mate. Because like I say, when I say to people I like it and all that, it's like, oh, it's like, what are you wanting? Know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly what it says in the tin.
If you want to watch an actual war film with aliens, watch Battle Los Angeles. That's more that, but this is like showing you the struggle where a certain bunch of people struggle through a planet-wide fucking event. Know what I mean?
Aye, exactly. And it's brilliant, man. Cruise was excellent. Dakota Fanning was superb. and the rest of the actors, Tim Robbins done his bit pretty good. Although I just don't get him being a psycho. I mean, but it was all right. It was good, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But other actors, not that, are really only worth a mention. Even Robbie, just done your reading, didn't he?
Aye. We don't mention Robbie.
So 17 out of 20 for Beatties. Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant, mate. Any Glaswegianisms for the film?
I'll let you go first, mate.
Mine's is planet scrap.
No.
Going to have a planet scrap, mate.
Oh, running battle.
Running away, run away, run away. Absolutely brilliant.
So, before we started, you said you were struggling with next week. So have you decided in this time? You do what I usually do to you. You announce it via the Twitterings.
Want me to do it that way?
I do it that way.
Right, then, okay. I've made my mind up, but
I'll do it that way then, because I'll enjoy it. I'll sit there like, I am moist.
Well, I'm doing your bit tomorrow, working overtime, so I've plenty of time to do a wee reveal video. But we'll get this out first of all. I'll hopefully get the audio out tonight, folks. If I don't, might boot in the morning, but we'll see how the night goes. But currently, my dog's up annoying me. I need to let him out. I need to have my dinner, which I've not had. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Chris, thanks very much, mate. That was great.
Yes.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. I think we've been a wee bit more filmy criticky than we've been in the past 10 films or something. And I believe that I've only swore 3 times.
I get tore right into that arsehole.
You did. That was great. Like, that didn't sound right. I get tore right into that arsehole. Oh.
That's America's asshole.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make